Hello YouTube, welcome to Curious Me channel. This is Shabazz Khan, and in this video we will discuss various setting files that are present in ASP.NET Core. First we will look into launchSettings.json and then we will look into appsettings.json. And this video is the continuation of a series of videos, and if you want to check those videos out, the link is in the description down below, and you can click this tab to get the list of videos as well. Alright, so let me quickly open the launchSettings.json. So this is the launchSettings.json file, and right off the bat you can see that there are key value pairs, and the most important thing to notice here is these profiles, right? So these are the default profiles. Here we have two profiles. First one is IIS Express and the second one is my core application. So this IIS Express is a default profile. It is used when the application is launched from Visual Studio. So let me just show it to you. So this is the Visual Studio and the same project is open in Visual Studio. Okay, here you can see this is the IIS Express, and if you open this drop down here you will see my core application. So these are the two profiles that we already saw in this launchSettings.json. So these are the same settings, right? Now if you go ahead and run this, so this specific action will pick up all the settings that you have defined in this block of code, right? So basically you are saying that run this command IIS Express, launch in browser, and use the environment variable development. And since the IIS setting here is also defined, and in the IIS Express it says that use application URL localhost 37283 and SSL port 44397. So what will happen is your code that we just launched will be hosted in this port. See, yeah. So here you can see that your application is launched and the port is 44397, and because it is HTTPS, that's why it is in 44397. All right, now let us quickly look into the second profile that we have. So let me quickly close this, and let's open the second profile, this my core application. Okay, I have selected it and I'll click run. Okay, so now it will launch the browser, and now you can see that your application is alive. Now if we quickly check the launchSettings.json, we will see that since we have defined this URL, this URL is used, this URL is also used, but right now we cannot navigate it because of this middleware. Let me quickly disable this middleware. Now let me launch this profile again. So I'll launch this my core application again. It automatically opens the HTTPS version. Now since I have removed that middleware, it will allow us to navigate to a less secure version of our application's URL. So now we can visit this localhost 5000. So similarly, if I select this profile now, IIS Express, and if I run it, and yeah, so now you can see that this port is opening, right? But we saw that this is also possible, right? So this port is being used because this is the SSL port, right? We are serving this app over HTTPS. Now if I want to go to this, I can go to this because I just disabled the pipeline, remember? Here you can see now we can navigate. So earlier we wouldn't have navigated because of this code, and it always enforces the server to redirect to the secure version of your URL. So yeah. So let me stop this. A quick tip from the editing desk. So basically, for users who are wondering why are we discussing profiles from Visual Studio, basically I just wanted to show you guys how you can access and what is the purpose of profiles. Maybe you guys have Visual Studios, so you must have seen and you must have started your code from that specific place, right? Now for people who does not know what Visual Studio Code is and have never used it, do not worry at all about launchSettings.json in the context that I was just explaining. What you can do now is, so basically this is after the tutorial, so you are seeing some extra things, you can ignore it. I just want to show you how you can run your profile based from command line itself. Just open the command line, run .net run, okay, -- launch profile, and the name of your profile. That's it. By default, what happens is, wait, let me just type this and then I'll tell you. So now you can see that your application is running. Basically what happened here is I am specifically telling the .NET command line to use the profile my core application, which is this one. Okay. Now remember one thing, from command line, you can only execute those profiles which has command name as project. Any other command name is not supported. Okay. So keep that in mind, and people who are using .NET CLI will be continuing this entire tutorial using .NET CLI itself, and people using Visual Studio, they can simply do all the UI related stuff just like they do in .NET Framework. It's nothing different. Okay. But you should also go through these settings. Yeah, that's it. The most important reason why we set up this specific launch settings, why we need this file, is to mimic your staging or your development environment, staging or production environment. So if you have wrote a piece of code in development, and if you want to see how it behaves with your staging environment database, or how it behaves with your production environment database, so simply by changing this ASP NET Core environment, you can mimic those. Now how it happens is, so this is development, right? If you go into your startup, here you can see if env.is development. So what happens is this line gets the value of this environment variable. Okay. And it checks, oh, it is development. Okay. So now I'll execute this piece of code, right? And if it is not, it executes this piece of code. So in a similar fashion, what you can do is you can load various configurations based on that. All right. Now, one of the most important feature of this environment based like loading is this app settings. Now, if you remember, we have this appsettings.json, right? And one more setting we have is appsettings.development.json. Now, if the environment is development, what will happen is this app setting will be configured along with this appsetting.development.json. All right. Now, let's suppose if you have one more file, let's call it appsettings.staging.json. All right. And if I change this environment to staging, let me not change this profile because we will be working with command line. So let me change this. And if I change this to staging, this file will be loaded and this file will be loaded. This development.json will be ignored. So basically, this is one more aspect, like you can load your configuration based on your environment. So if you are developing something and if you want to mimic your staging environment code, what you can do is you can simply change this environment, which will load your configuration that you will define specifically for staging. So let's not get deep into that. Before going deep into this, let us quickly discuss appsettings.json, and we'll discuss this also, don't worry. So let's save this. Let's not save this. Let's keep this file as it is, and let us quickly go to appsettings.json. So basically, appsettings.json contains all your configurations for your application that you have set up. Now it is read by JSON configuration provider. Okay. And it is made available throughout the application via dependency injection. All right. We will see how this works one by one. So basically, let's explore this. So let's go ahead and add one. So basically these are all key value pairs, right? Let us add one variable. Let us call this dbcon. Okay. Basically it is db connection settings.json. Okay. So that we are aware from where we are serving this. Okay. Now we have this dbcon. Now what will we do is we'll go inside our controller, inside our home controller. Okay. Now we will inject that. How we will inject that? It's simple. So since, let me quickly write this. Okay. So basically what will happen is, what I'm doing here is I'm creating a variable called config, and when this class will get instantiated, then this config object will be injected into this constructor, and this object will be able to use the config variable. All right. So this is the index. Let me just quickly return. Now config has called one function called get value, and the value should be string. And what is the name of our key? It is dbcon. So what we will do is we'll write here dbcon. Okay, that's it. Let us quickly go in views, home, index, remove everything. Now just print here model. I hope this works. Okay, so basically what we are doing here is what we have created one key value pair inside this appsettings.json. Okay, and right now I told you that this is read by default by C#. Okay, and it is made available throughout the application via dependency injection. So what I am doing here is I have injected a config object in my home controller, and I'm using that config object to get the value of this dbcon. Okay, now if you cannot find this I configuration, so make sure that this Microsoft extensions.configuration.I configuration is imported, this one. All right, Microsoft extension.configuration class is added in your file. So once that is done, let us quickly go ahead and serve this application. So let me write simple.net run. Oh wait, I got this error because, yeah, it's a very good thing. So if you remember, we have this staging, right? And we have to change this to development. Yep, now I think it should work. Basically it was trying to read this staging.json and there is nothing in it, so it returned. Okay, so now after running this .NET run, you can see it is hosted. Let us quickly open. Okay, so now here you can see this default dev set from appsettings.json is displayed here. So yeah, so that basically explains, shows us that this is being read and served to us via this configuration object. Okay, so let's open this appsettings.development.json, and here you'll see there is something, right? Let me just quickly copy this dbcon, okay, and paste in appsettings.development.json. This is the same key that we are using. So let me stop this and rerun this. Sorry, not from app settings, from development. So the same key is present in appsettings.json and appsettings.development.json. So my point is, what will we see? What is your guess? What will we see? Let me close this. Any guesses? If you guessed development, then it is correct, because the default behavior of .NET Core is if you have multiple configurations defined, right? So there are multiple places where you can define your configurations in .NET Core. So .NET Core provides a default ordering of how the configuration is overridden. So here you can see, this is the list. First, you can see that appsettings.json, okay? Then appsettings.environment.json, then secret manager, then environment, then command line. So basically what it is saying is, if the same key is present in appsettings.json and the same key is present in appsettings.environment, meaning development.json or appsettings.staging.json, so the value of appsettings.environment.json will override the value of appsettings.json, as you see in this case. So basically what happened is, this was overridden by this. Okay, now if you want to see, so in the list here you can see that the secret manager can override this appsettings.environment.json variable also. Now secret manager is a very different thing. We'll discuss this further down the line. So for now, let's discuss this environment. Okay, let me quickly stop this. Let me copy this exact key. Now this exact key, I'll place this key in launch settings. This is the environment variables, right? Here we create environment variables. So simply I'll go and paste it here. Let's save it. Now let's see default dev set from. Let's run this. So basically what will happen is, since we have this, appsettings.json will be overridden by appsettings.development.json, and this in turn will be overridden by this environment variable dbcon. Okay, let's see this in action. So let me, before refreshing, just see this is what we had. Let us refresh this, and here you can see it says that set from environment variable. What you can do also is you can pass this also from command line, and that will override every other key with this name. So let me just quickly write the command .net run. Okay, now the key. What is my key? This is my key. All right, so we'll just copy this, paste this. Now key equals to, what is my value? This is my value. I'll copy this, double quotes, and then simply enter. So basically this will override everything. Now, oh, sorry, not NV variable. We should write here command line. Okay, enter. Now what will happen is this will override everything, every key with this same value. Let's quickly open our application, refresh this. Now you can see that it is saying dev set from command line. Yeah, so basically why we discussed all these things here is to show you that using these files, this appsettings.json, now DB connection, we can replace the actual DB connection, right? In this development, we can place our DB connection and we can use it in our application. We can quickly use this launchSettings.json to change our environment and navigate to various files. Okay, now just to show you how we can quickly create a profile in launch settings and use it via command line. Let me quickly copy this. Okay, Control A, K, F for formatting. Everything is fine from development. Let's change it to staging. Okay, so this is the staging application. Fine. We'll go inside launchSettings.json. We'll copy this. Create a new profile. Okay, my core application, staging, done. Now here what I'll do, I'll keep everything as same. I'll just change the environment to staging. Sorry. Okay, so this is done. Let me quickly check the environment variable. Okay, these are all in place. So now what I'll do, while running this code, I'll write .NET run and use my profile, launch profile. Okay, what profile? Shabaz, what profile you want to use? I'll use my, wow, it's a really long name. I should use shorter names. So basically what I'm telling is .NET run launch profile, use configurations from this block. So it will come to this block. Now the environment variable will be ASP NET Core environment staging. Sorry, this will get loaded and you will see this in our home screen. So let me quickly press enter. Yeah, let's go and see. Let's refresh this. Yay, staging. Yeah, so that's the basics of launch settings and app settings that I just discussed with you guys. So I just created this profile and I showed you how app settings and launch settings are kind of interdependent. So based on your launch setting environment variables, your app setting is loaded and then served to you inside your application via dependency injection. Yeah, that's it guys for this video. If you have any queries, you can write down in the comment and I'll try to answer it. And if you like this video, please click like and subscribe. Yeah, have a great day ahead. Bye bye.